Welcome back in one of the Bears Robot Plays YouTube channel. Today is Saturday, January 18th, and I'm back for some NFL action. We only have 7 games left until the end of the season. 4 games on Saturday and Sunday, the 2 games for the conferences, then the Super Bowl. So 7 total games left in the NFL. We're going to be breaking down one of those, going to be breaking down the other on the member side, but just soak up these last 7. I beg you. Just enjoy football, win, lose, or draw. We'd rather win, right? But win, lose, or draw. Let's just enjoy these last 7 days. I think we had the Chargers last time against the Texans. Looked pretty good in the first quarter, and then everything just fell apart for the Chargers. Justin Herbert, 4 interceptions in that game, only 3 the entire season. So just not a very good game from the Chargers. And also, J.K. Dobbins had like 8 touches, I think, in that game. I think that was the player prop as well. So picked up a couple losses last weekend. Let's try to get back on the winning track here. We're going to be looking at the Commanders going up against the Lions. I know everybody's going to be taking the Lions. I saw the betting trends. It's like 97% of the Lions on the money line, 88 or 86% of the bets. All the money is on the Lions in this game. I'm not taking this because the money's on the Lions. I'm taking this because I truly believe the Commanders, if they find a way to get to the fourth quarter in a one-possession game, they will be able to cover the spread. There's also the situation where the Lions can come out and just dominate every aspect of this game because that's what they've been doing for most of the season. But we have seen this Lions team be human. They've played some pretty bad teams, like the Bears, for instance. They should have lost to the Bears. It just feels like this team can have a bad night every once in a while. And this Commanders team, they're pretty good. Defensively, they're not going to be able to stop the run. Jameer Gibbs, I think he was like minus 400 to score a touchdown in this game. He's most likely going to find the end zone. Most likely going to have a lot of rushing yards because the Commanders, they are, I think, 30th in the NFL. They're bottom 2 maybe in the NFL at stopping the run. So the Lions are probably going to be able to establish a run game. Having Monty back maybe helps them a little bit more. But, I mean, having Gibbs on the field the entire time for the Lions is an absolute weapon. So with Monty coming back, I can see the Commanders fans being like, well, that might be a good thing, getting Gibbs off the field. But this Lions team, they're very good. I do expect it to be a high-scoring game. If you want to take the over, I think that's the second best play. I'm going to go with the Commanders, plus 9.5. Daniels in the fourth quarter, he's had, I think, 7, 8, 9 comeback wins in the fourth quarter this season, most by any rookie in NFL history. I think he's going to be good in the fourth quarter once again. He's going to use his legs a lot. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I think this Commanders team, they have enough weapons. They have enough guys on the offensive side to keep this game close. I will be taking them plus 9.5 as the play. Short breakdown here for Jaden Daniels over his total rushing yards. Now, the Commanders, after the first game of the season, they kind of shut him down trying to go outside the pocket. I think that's a good thing for him. You really can't tell him to do that because Jaden Daniels is so good at running and passing. Like half of his game is getting out of the pocket, scrambling, throwing the ball on the run, and then just getting out and running with his speed. So I do think he's going to do that in this game, scramble out of the pocket, either throw on the run or just take off and run. This Lions team, they have been banged up in the middle of the field. They have a couple players out again in this game. They do have their signal caller back, but I think Jaden Daniels is just fast enough to get past some of these guys. Over 55.5 rushing. He had 13 carries for 38 yards going up against Tampa Bay. He had 44 yards at one point, took a 4-yard sack if you want to. I think it was like a kneel down type of thing for him to go back under 40. So I had 44 yards against Tampa Bay really before he set up that field goal. He hasn't really been carrying the ball a lot this season because, like I said, after the first couple of games, the Commanders tried to shut that down to keep him healthy. But this is the playoffs. This is win or go home. I think he will be scrambling a lot more in this game. Scary Terry's been great this entire postseason, been great the entire season altogether. But this Lions defense is technically the weak spot of the team. Not a very bad weak spot, but it is the weak spot of the team. I think we do see Jaden Daniels get outside the pocket, use his legs a lot more. That's all I've been hearing. The keys for the Commanders to win this game, Jaden Daniels get himself in the fourth quarter with a one-possession game, and Jaden Daniels using his legs. So I'm going to take the over 55.5 rushing. Think he could have a monster day on the ground as the first play. For the second play of the day, we're going to go to Travis Kelce. Anytime touchdown. Now, I have his stats up on the season. Not even going to worry about those because I think everybody can agree that Travis Kelce had one of his worst seasons of his career. Everything was down. It doesn't look like he's having fun playing in any of these games in the regular season. He looks a little bit old. His age is kind of showing over the last couple games, especially for the Kansas City Chiefs from like week 7 to week 13, whatever it was. He wasn't going over 50 yards. He wasn't getting hardly any targets. Noah Gray was out snapping him, catching all the touchdowns. But Travis Kelce and the entire Kansas City Chiefs team, they've just been cruising to the playoffs. And now they are here. They've had 20-plus days of rest. Travis Kelce in the playoffs is where he turns it on. I'm going to go over the last 5 years for Travis Kelce in the playoffs. He's played 3 games, 3 games, 3 games, 3 games, 4 games. He's had 23-plus catches in all 5 years and every single year. He's had 3-plus receiving touchdowns in every single year in the playoffs over the last 5 years. And he's been averaging no less than 69-plus yards per game every single season over the last 5 years. He just turns it on in the playoffs. Last year, 88 yards per game, 3 touchdowns. Year before that, 85 yards per game, 4 touchdowns. Year before that, 120 yards, 99 yards, 3-plus touchdowns in both of those seasons. He just turns it on in the playoffs. And so does Patrick Mahomes. He goes to his go-to guy the entire time in the playoffs. I like Kelce to get on the board in this game going up against the Texans. Anytime touchdown as the final play of the day. Let's go to the recap graphic. We're going to be taking the Commanders. They're going to be plus 9.5. If you don't like the Commanders, I would go with the over. I think both these teams can score pretty easily. Dane Gainey's over 55.5 rushing yards going up against the Lions. I think he's got to use his feet in this game for them to have any chance to win this one. And then for the last play, Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown. He just flips the switch in the playoffs. We've seen it 5 consecutive years. He's going to have another monster game going up against the Texans. Guys, it's going to do it for the NFL picks and props for Saturday, January 18th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to like this video and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.